tired of having absolutely skinny, weak, disgusting, small shoulders? Don't worry, I got you. I'm going to be showing you what actually works when it comes to building boulder shoulders. And I'm going to be giving you some tips that'll also help you with your programming when it comes to building boulder shoulders. If that sounds like you, and you finally want to start growing those nice 3D delts, you're going to want to watch this video. Side note, I've released a Get Swole at Home program, which is basically a program that helps you get into the best shape of your life, training at home with minimal equipment and without having to go to a gym pass. So yes, you can build the physique of your dreams without having to get a gym pass and training at home. If that sounds like you and you're finally interested in building the physique of your dreams, then click the top link in the description box down below and I'll see you inside. Make sure to also follow my Instagram at Craig Zernith, CraigZernith. It's going to be in the description box down below, so make sure to go and say hi. And let's get started. Okay, a lot of you idiots think by you just targeting your lateral delts, you'll build 3D shoulders. You know how retarded that sounds? That's fucking ludicrousy. That's stupid. The way to build 3D delts is to target the 3 shoulder heads: your front deltoid, your mid deltoid, and your rear deltoid. Now there's going to be some science-based motherfuckers saying, oh, it's actually called the... Oh, shut the fuck up, pussy. Probably have a mid-physique. Fucking disgusted, skinny, fat motherfucker. I know what I'm talking about, so fuck off. Anyways, to target the 3 delts, you gotta have different exercises to target each delt, which is common fucking sense, right? So, let's get started. So, if you're gonna wanna target your front deltoid, when you're doing push-ups, it's working your front deltoid quite well, but if you wanna take it a step further, there's 2 options that you can go with. You can either do pike push-ups, or you can do front raises. Pike push-ups, contrary to fucking popular belief, that doesn't actually work the 3 of your shoulder heads. It works your front deltoid and your mid deltoid. Your rear deltoid is worked from pulling movements. Make sense? So you can either do pike push-ups. If you can't do pike push-ups, start off with pike holds, which is basically you get in a pike push-up position and you just hold. Simple. Second option I was talking about is doing front raises. You grab like something relatively light, like around 2 kgs, because you're probably weak as fuck, and that's fine. We all got to start somewhere. The problem is if you stay there, so don't fucking stay there. You start off small and you progressively overload. So I recommend starting off with 2 pounds, 2 kgs, as I was saying. You can get like a 2-liter water bottle. Like 1 liter is equal to like what? A kg. So you can do the math right there. If you can't do the math, then you're pretty fucking stupid. Just get a 2-liter water bottle. That's going to be like 2 kgs. And you're going to want to go for relatively high reps. I'd say you can either go for 10 to 15 reps. I recommend 15 reps. But if you really can't go to 15 reps, do 10 reps. And if you're like plateauing and then you get to the point where it gets a bit too easy, this applies to like basically any exercise, increase the weight, or you can increase the rep range and go to failure. I would recommend increasing the weight, and then when you increase the weight and it gets a bit easier, then go to failure. Because it's a very short, small muscle, and you're going to want to work it quite frequently throughout the week. And yeah, that's for the front raise, for the front deltoid. The second that I want to talk about is your lateral raises. This is a very important part in building an aesthetic physique. But if you really want to build complete shoulders, like I said, you got to work 3 of the deltoids. So anyways, back to the mid deltoid, right? The lateral delts. You probably have heard of this before. You just got to do lateral raises. And like I said earlier, you can also do pike push-ups, which will work your lateral, your mid deltoids. With pike push-ups, if you can do a pike push-up, I start off with relatively low reps. It's a very good starting point. And I found that when you're a beginner and you finally start like being able to do like these advanced push-up variations, it's good to start off with lower reps. And I found that it's really good for people that are just entering the intermediate phase. But when you get to a point where you're really strong and you can just pump out reps, go to failure. You won't regret it. It's the best way to train. It's the best way to make muscle. It is the greatest way to build muscle is to go to 2 sets till absolute failure. I have a video talking about that training method in method and how you will make amazing gains. And I mean, look at me. I do the 2 sets till absolute failure and I have an amazing physique. And anyone that disagrees and be like, oh, but actually shut the fuck up, pussy. Probably watch Jeff Nippard and you do those fucking gay monkey exercises. You just go to the gym or you train at home and you just train hard. It's as simple as that, bro. So go with the 2 sets to absolute failure when you can reach that point and when you can just pump out reps. And as I said, with lateral raises, you can go 2 sets to absolute failure. You can do it like with front raises, start off light, go to 15 reps. Once that gets too easy, then you can start going to absolute failure. And then you'll see amazing gains and you'll come back thanking me. All right. Now to the rear delts, right around here. The way you work your rear delts is basically you got to do pull-in movements. However, I found a raise. I'm not sure if that's what it's called, but an exercise that actually works your rear deltoids very well. And I'm making very good progress with building my rear deltoids. And that is the reverse dumbbell fly, or we call it the reverse water weight fly, because I don't have dumbbells. I use water weights and I still see a fuck ton of gains. So anyways, you want to get into a bent over position, no homo. But as I was saying, get into a bent over position. Make sure your feet are wider than shoulder width apart. And then as you're going on the raise, I'll simulate this, right? You want to raise it up like this. You don't want to connect your shoulder blades together because when you connect them together, you're going to be working your trapezoids, your traps. We don't want that. We want to work our rear delts, right? So you want to go just until you get to the point where you're about to feel like you're about to squeeze your shoulder blades, but you stop just before, and then you really feel it in your shoulders. Progressively overload these exercises with the weights especially. And then once you get to the point where you're at like 5 kgs, go to fucking failure, bro. Your shoulders are gonna fucking explode. And that's it for today's video. Following these tips will build you an awesome 3D delts, and you'll come back thanking me and be like, oh my gosh, DJ, thank you so much for giving us such simple and effective advice. Just a reminder, I finally released a guest swallow at home program, and if you finally want to build the physique of your dreams, you finally want to start taking your fitness journey seriously, and you want to change your life for the better, click the link in the top link in the description box down below, and you're not going to want to miss out. Also follow my Instagram at Craig Zurnith, CraigZurnith, and say hello, pussy. Stop being fucking scared. Don't be a little faggot. All right. That's it for today's video. Like, subscribe. Peace.